Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. I am Trish, and if this is your first time visiting our channel, thank you for joining. And as you can see, I just threw my rooster out of the pen. I didn't hurt him. I actually threw him out because he likes to fly, and so I just gave him a nudge or a it's hard for him to take off on his own because he has a limp leg. He got it injured when he was a baby, so throwing him into the air, he just enjoys that. Anyway, if this is your first time visiting, thank you so much for joining. And I just wanted to come on while I was editing this video. Actually, I was gonna say a bunch of things about the garden and so on and so forth, and I figured that I should encourage someone that life is not a bed of roses. It's not meant to be a bed of roses. The Lord will give us rewards along the way, to remind us that He's there and He has not forsaken us. But for the most part, once you have decided to follow Christ, He is going to break you, and He is going to mold you into what He wants you to be. And this comes with pain, not comfort. So don't feel bad if you're not feeling as if you've been blessed with the perfect car, the perfect home. Don't feel bad. Don't feel as if you have not been blessed, because the Lord has a way of taking you through some things and showing you, if you cooperate with Him, showing you that He is able, and He is the only one that is able to take you out of that situation if you cooperate with Him. He'll have your back turned against the wall, so you will only have to lean on Him if you have knowledge of Him and if you claim to be trusting in Him. He's going to show you what you're made of, what your weaknesses are, so you can work on them. Because He did say when He comes back, He's coming back for a church that's without spot or wrinkle, without doubt or fear and anger and all of these things. Those characters will not enter into heaven a second time. The rebellion that happened in heaven is not going to happen again. And so the Lord is going to break us, and He's going to mold us, and He's going to refine us, polish us, and make us into the people that He wants us to be. So don't feel bad when you hear someone giving a testimony. Oh, I was blessed and I got a car. I was blessed and this, that, or the other thing, and you don't hear any of the pain that you're going through. All you can relate to is the pain that you're going through and the disappointments maybe. And you're like, where is God? He's right there. Right there. He promises that He'll never leave or forsake us. Right? He promises that He will hear us whenever we cry. And He will carry us through these periods of testing and trial. That's His promise. And we know that God is going to do exactly what He says He's going to do. So hang in there, my brother. Hang in there, my sister. God hears your cry. And ever so often, He'll send, like I said, a comforting word. If we stay in His word, He'll lead us to that word to remind us that He is there, right? And sometimes what works for me is rolling back the curtain of time, the curtains of time, and looking at the situations that I've been through and how I survived, and watching His handiwork and how I've grown from it, right? And as a result, you're able to encourage someone As a result, I'm able to encourage someone that the Lord will not leave you desolate. He might allow you to continuously go through a difficult situation because we are refusing to cooperate with Him. Instead of praising God through the situation, praying through the situation, we continually cry and travail before God, asking for deliverance, instead of thanking Him in the tribulation as He counsels us to do. Give God thanks in all things, for all things. And as I was out here this morning, as I am out here every single morning, I meet God in nature. I know not everyone has the opportunity to start a garden and go out in nature every morning, listen to the birds and watch the squirrels and have animals and so on and so forth. But if you find yourself in a position where you're able to do so, I suggest you do so, because this little run around and twirling that I do here in my backyard every morning, believe it or not, it propels me through the day. Right? And this helps me to start my day with happiness and joy. And I feel as if I have encountered God here. Prayer and reading and all of that is wonderful. But when you get out in nature, it does something to your soul. When you hear the birds, they have started their day, and you see the squirrels, and you look up at the sky and you behold His glory, and all of these things all come together to help you to start your day with a dispatch that is steadfast, and it propels one throughout the day. So what am I saying? If you can find a way to go out in nature in the morning, however you can, your balcony, plant something, watch the growth of that thing, and behold the fact that the Lord that is doing it, He is who you're going to depend on to help you to go through your day, however difficult that day might be. And if you have property where you can have a garden or start a garden, I implore you to do so. It is such a blessing to do this. Some mornings is harder than some, but when I pull back the curtain and I remember what this does for me, it helps me to get up and put my back into it, so to speak. And you might not have chores outside, but get outside, if even for 15 minutes, walk around your building if you're in an apartment building, and behold the majesty, behold God who has just renewed the day. Right? Night, you were just experiencing night, and now there's day, and God always show up. Right? He never causes night to come after night. The morning always comes after the night. He's a God of order. And when you do this and intentionally reflect on all of this, it helps you to remember the God that is allowing all of this to happen. And I'm going to be dependent on this same God throughout the day. And you'll realize how blessed you are. And trust me, well, you don't have to trust me, but just think about it and see if it makes sense. While I was out here, I watered the plants. I changed my a couple of nesting box pads, and I replaced them with clean ones. And I also dusted the coop and some of the nesting boxes with Saturday lime that helps to repel mites and whatnot. I like to put them in the nest box. I like to dust the nest box with it, because when the chickens lay in the nest box to lay, it gets on their feathers and on their skin, and it repels mites. And as you can see, I'm running around watering everything. I think this day was going to be a hot day, about 88 degrees, and so I usually water in the evenings, but in the morning I kind of refresh the mulch in the garden, so it takes a longer time for everything to dry out. And while I'm doing this, I'm looking at the plant, the growth of the plants overnight. Especially when you water in the evenings, you can actually see the growth when you go out each mornings. And this is something to look forward to, as simple as it is, right? And as you can see, the chickens are in the tunnel, and I did feed them some warm, a mixture of grains and not grains, seeds, and some grated squashes, and so a little bit of raw oats, and just scrap from the kitchen from dinner overnight, and they enjoy that so much. And I'm all done now. Before school, the children, they usually come out and do their little chores also that get their blood pumping, and their chore is to water the plants that are flowers. And so as you can see, Joe, she went around the front, she's doing the front, and John, he's doing the sides and some of the back. And this this was a bleaky day, and so they were kind of sluggish inside. So before we do anything, I always try to get them pumped up and get the blood flowing. And so what better way to do it? They like to skate, and that's one way to get them out. Typically, I don't have them skating so early in the morning, but I wanted to get them out and have the blood start pumping. And so they decided to rollerblade while they are watering the plants, which is something they like to do because it gets done fast and whatnot. But yeah, it's important for them also, is my point, to get out in the mornings. And however one has to do that, you have to become quite creative and let them do that. And so this was my way. It was, like I said, a bleaky morning, but it ended up being like the sun would come out every now and then it would be cloudy, and then you get a little spell of rain and so on. But for the most part, whatever you're doing for yourself, you have to remember to do for the children as well. Training them at home, doing homeschool, you're training them to do everything, training them to get out in the morning first thing and do whatever they can, even if they don't have chores outside, but to just behold the sky, breathe in some fresh air, is very important. Getting out first thing is my takeaway from this video. Until the next video, guys, I hope this was a blessing and a friendly reminder. God bless. Bye.